Dan married a woman who had an identical twin. Less than a year later, he was in court filing for divorce. The judge asked, "Tell the court why you want a divorce." Dan said, "Well, Your Honor, every once in a while my sister-in-law would visit, and because she and my wife looked exactly alike. Sometimes I, made love to her by mistake." The judge frowned. "Surely there must be some difference between the two women." Dan nodded. "Oh, believe me, Your Honor, there is a difference. And that's exactly why I want a divorce." At first, God created the donkey. He said, "You'll work hard all day, carry heavy loads, and eat grass. Life won't be easy, but you'll live for 50 years. The donkey replied, "Oh, God, that sounds unbearable. Please, just give me 10 years. And so it happened. Then, God created the monkey. He said, "You'll swing from tree to tree, act silly, and make people laugh. You'll live for 20 years. The monkey said, "Oh, Lord, that's too long to be a clown. Please, just 10 years. And so it happened. Finally, God created man. God said, "You are the only rational creature on earth. You'll use your intelligence to rule the world. You'll live for 20 years. The man said, "20 years? That's not enough, Lord. Please give me the donkey's 20 years, the dog's 15 years, and the monkey's 10 years. And so it happened. Since then, man lives 20 years as a man, strong, ambitious, and free. Then he gets married and works like a donkey for 20 years, carrying heavy responsibilities day and night. Next, he has children and lives like a dog, guarding the house, eating leftovers, and keeping watch. And finally, when he grows old, he becomes like a monkey, entertaining his grandchildren by acting foolish." A priest dies and finds himself waiting in line at the pearly gates. Ahead of him is a man wearing sunglasses, a flashy shirt, a leather jacket, and jeans. St. Peter looks at him and asks, "Who are you, so that I may know whether to admit you to the kingdom of heaven?" The man replies, "I'm Jack, a retired airline pilot from Houston." St. Peter checks his list, smiles, and says, "Take this silken robe and golden staff and enter the kingdom." Jack walks in, robe flowing, staff in hand. Next, it's the priest's turn. He stands tall and declares, "I am Father Bob, pastor of St. Mary's for the last 43 years. St. Peter consults his list, then says, "Take this cotton robe and wooden staff, and enter the kingdom." The priest frowns. "Wait a minute. That man was a pilot, and he gets silk and gold, while I get cotton and wood? How is that fair?" St. Peter shrugs. "Up here we go by results. When you preached, people slept. When he flew, people prayed." When the body was first created, all the parts wanted to be boss. The brain said, "I should be boss because I control the whole body." The feet said, "No, we should be boss because we carry the brain everywhere." The hands said, "We do all the work and earn the money, so clearly we should be boss." It went on and on with the heart, lungs, and eyes, until finally the asshole spoke up. All the parts laughed. "You? The asshole?" So the asshole went on strike, blocked itself, refused to work. Soon, chaos reigned. The eyes crossed, hands clenched, feet twitched, heart and lungs panicked, and the brain went into overdrive. Eventually, everyone agreed. The asshole would be boss. From then on, all the other parts did the work, while the boss just sat and passed out the shit. Moral of the story: you don't need brains to be a boss. Any asshole will do. A preacher gave a Sunday sermon on "Forgive your enemies." After a long talk, he asked, "Who's willing to forgive their enemies?" About half the congregation raised their hands. Not satisfied, he lectured for another 20 minutes and asked again. This time, 80% raised their hands. Still not happy, he spoke for 15 more minutes and asked a third time. Everyone raised their hands, except one elderly lady in the back. "Mrs. Jones, why not forgive your enemies?" "I don't have any," she replied. The preacher was amazed. "Mrs. Jones, that's incredible. How old are you?" 93. "Please, come down and tell us how you've lived so long without an enemy." She shuffled down the aisle, turned slowly, and said, "Easy. I just outlived the bitches." One day, Bill complained to his friend about a sore elbow. His friend said, "Why not try the computer at the drugstore? It can diagnose anything faster and cheaper than a doctor. Just put in a urine sample." Only $10, Bill thought. Why not? So he filled a jar and went to the store. The computer whirred, lights flashed, and out popped a slip. "You have tennis elbow. Soak your arm in warm water. Avoid heavy lifting." Better in 2 weeks impressed, Bill wondered if he could fool the machine. He mixed tap water, his dog's stool, his wife's and daughter's urine, and, well, added a personal touch. He poured the concoction into the machine, $10, and waited. Out came the paper. "Your tap water is too hard. Get a water softener. Your dog has worms. Give him vitamins. Your daughter is using cocaine. Rehabilitation recommended. Your wife is pregnant with twins. They're not yours. Hire a lawyer. And stop jerking off, or your tennis elbow will never get better." On their first date, a man asked his companion, "Would you like a drink with dinner?" "Oh, no," she said. "What would I tell my Sunday school class?" Later, he offered her a cigarette. "Oh, no," she replied again. "What would I tell my Sunday school class?" On the drive home, he spotted a motel. Figuring he had nothing to lose, he asked, "Do you want to stop in there?" "Okay," she agreed. "What will you tell your Sunday school class?" he asked, shocked. She smiled. "The same thing I always tell them. You don't have to drink or smoke to have a good time."
The other night I was invited out for a girls' night. I told Jerry, "I'll be home by midnight, I promise." Well, the hours passed, and the Bacardis went down a little too easily. Around 3 a.m., a bit tipsy, I headed home. As soon as I got in, the cuckoo clock started. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo 3 times. Quickly realizing Jerry would wake up, I cuckooed another 9 times. Brilliant, right? 3 + 9 = 12. Midnight. Genius. The next morning, Jerry asked what time I got in. I said, "Midnight." He didn't seem mad at all. Phew, I got away with it. Then he said, "We need a new cuckoo clock." Curious, I asked why. He said, "Well, last night our clock cuckooed 3 times, said, 'Oh shit,' cuckooed 4 more, cleared its throat, cuckooed 3 again, giggled, cuckooed twice more, then tripped over the coffee table and farted."